You know, right after I bought the R6, I promised myself that one day I'd do a review about it, or maybe an opinion video about it. And that's why I'm here right now. The problem is that I have no idea how to execute this. I've done a few reviews on lenses and maybe some other gear like my desktop mount, but there's still something about gear that I don't really know that how I should start telling about them, how I should start explaining about them. Should I tell the specs first? Should I tell something just about the video qualities, the image qualities? Of course I'm gonna talk about those, but do I need to get that deep into the specifics? Or are you here to just listen to my opinion? So I'm just gonna give you my opinion. Let me just brew this coffee first. Hey everybody, and welcome back to a new video. I am here to talk to you about this camera right here, the R6, and its capabilities, my opinions, and everything that I just come up with on the fly. Now, why I'm here to talk to you about the R6 today, right now, is because they just announced the R5C, a new dream camera. A new cinema dream camera, a hybrid camera, a dream camera. Enough said about that. Basically, a dude like me can afford that kind of camera maybe in the late future, but when I've saved enough money for that camera, they're gonna come up with a new camera that's gonna be the next new dream camera. So hopefully, like the R1 or something. We'll see. So the R6 is a hybrid camera, and I've loved it a lot, but I've mainly used it for video purposes, and I'm gonna tell you why. So the maximum resolution it does is 4K, and it does 4K 24, 4K 30, 4K 60. And in 1080p you can go up to 120 FPS. So that's pretty nice because you got the variety of those extra smooth slow motion videos and b-rolls and stuff like that. So you can go to the lengths of 120 FPS. It sucks a little bit that it's not in 4K, but when you render your video into 4K, well, I don't see that much of a difference when it's rendered and buffed up a little bit. So maybe somebody with a sharp eye might recognize the difference when shooting in 4K 120 and with 1080 120, but in YouTube, in the world of YouTube, I don't think it matters that much. This right now for a hybrid camera, I don't know, this isn't that affordable. I think there are more affordable options from other companies like Sony, but it's still nice. It's a nice camera. I have had no overheating issues, anything like that, and it has a 20 megapixel sensor, so it performs pretty good in low light situations. Now for photography, why don't I use it so much for photography? Well, it's mainly because of the 20 megapixels. My eye sees the lost opportunities in low megapixel counts, and I hate the fact that I don't have the infinite cropping capabilities that I could have with, for example, an R5, but I got the R with a 31 megapixel sensor, so I can crop a lot with that if I need to and make the pictures look as sweet as I want them to. With this, you always have to remember to take the picture as you have to think about the picture beforehand. You can't just go shooting things, you have to think. Now that's a good thing too. Running and gunning is never a good thing, but sometimes there's just situations I really just want to run and gun to be frank. And when I run and gun and I look at the images in this and I feel like cropping them just to make them look sweeter, it's not an option really. The 20 megapixels make it mushy really quickly, make the picture mushy really quickly. That's a bummer. Otherwise, I love it. The video capabilities are phenomenal. It's really nice to use. I use it for vlogging. This is my vlogging setup. I just put an Rode VideoMic Pro on top and go for it. Hey guys, future me here. Just wanted to remind you while filming this B-roll that the R6 is an enthusiast level camera and the R5 is a professional level camera. So you got that going there. Just like the 6D and the 5D in the DSLR world, you got the enthusiast level camera, you got the professional level camera. So you just gotta decide on which one you want. You don't have to be a professional to use a professional camera, but are you gonna get everything out of it that a professional could get out, or are you gonna be okay with the 6 series camera? So you can always decide on that. So let's get on with it. It's nice and sweet. It's just a normal camera. It's not that big, but it is expensive. I haven't seen any deals for it, so even though it's almost a year-old camera, I bought this last spring. It's still about 2,500 bucks. Sometimes you just feel like it's worth the money, and in this case it was. I really like it. It's a good camera. You wanted to hear my opinions. I told you this video was mostly about opinions, and I'm not gonna go to the specs. If you want to see specs, there's a lot of videos out there for the specs. Go check them out. Support those dudes. They have knowledge, so much knowledge that you just gotta respect it, and they can actually keep up with the knowledge, the machinery and everything. I read it out, I understand what I'm reading, but when I try to explain it, I'm not that good in just teaching things and explaining megapixel counts and stuff like that. So maybe you're that kind of dude who likes reading stuff out too, so go read it, go watch somebody else's video maybe. But this is my opinion. So for video usage, okay, good. For photography usage, not that good. For photography, I just want to tell you that it's great for portrait photography. Oh god damn it, it's so good for portrait photography because it smoothens out the skin beforehand. When you put it in posts, you don't have to do that much work on the skin of that person, of that subject, because it makes it look smooth, and the colors, it's Canon color science, so it's phenomenal. There too, it's phenomenal there. But for EDC, for something you want maybe more detail, well, of course you're gonna need a macro lens for that too, but this is just, it's not, I don't use it for that. I use it for portrait photography mostly, and the R I use mainly for everything else. I use it for landscape photography, I use it for EDC photography, every kind of photography, because I just love it how crisp and clear all those pictures are. But portraits, perfect. But that's about it. I have nothing else to say about the R6. It got cold. It got so cold. I'm trying not to drink that much coffee when I'm recording because it pauses the speech and my everything. It's my thinking process. It pauses everything, so I'm trying not to drink that much coffee while filming. But here I am. I did some coffee and I'm drinking coffee. So cheers. See you on the next one.